Hello, Facebook. Welcome again to another episode of the Muses. I hear a little bit of echo, so if anybody's got that on their side, you got to mute your mic. I'm Chris Alicia. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We have with us. I was going all me. We have with us some amazing guests today from Spirit Sessions. We've got Rhonda, Bex, and Teresa. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us. And of course, my other beautiful muses, I've got Katie, Kat, and Stephanie. We're all here today. It is a massive, massive crew. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I can feel the creative energy moving. So let's kick it off. Ladies, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. This is exciting. Yeah. Nothing like spur of the moment, we'll just jump right in together and have a party.
But we like to see what happens. That's kind of really our jive. See where we go.
We're challenging Mercury retrograde right now. I love it.
Pushing the boundaries. That's us.
So, ladies, across the board, what's alive in everybody's field? Anything that they want to get off their chest or put into the collective?
If you want to clear your ancestral patterns and everything else, you need to say, I love you to the person you least likely would.
Oh,
yes.
That's a good thing.
That is a good one.
And you don't have to say it to them in person. You can say it, energetically.
Energetically. Yeah.
But it releases it. It moves all that, shifts it, tingles out of you, and then you're not holding that in you anymore. Powerful.
Yeah, you can feel the ancestors' vibration raise up,
I'm actually writing that down. A little assignment afterwards.
That's what we just did in our show, so it was absolutely incredible. Yeah. So cool. It's, like I said, a big love fest we just had, so we're riding the high right now.
Well, and speaking of Love Fest, we go way back with this crew, and we're just magic when we all come together, and I just enjoy every minute of it. Why don't, Rhonda, maybe you could give a little background about your team, your crew, and how we all know each other and what you all do?
Oh, that's Teresa's story. She's the best one. That's Teresa's best story. Yes.
Well, here's how we all met. Man, it was amazing journey because we were all pulled together to learn more, to expand our journey through learning to read the Akashic Records, and that's where we came and learned from Emily. And my God, haven't we all changed and grew so much from those times? I mean, it was amazing and wonderful to be in touch. And then from there, we went and started to do our own shows, and so Bex and Rhonda, well, I said, come on, you guys. I asked you too, Katie, but you weren't able at that time. You're doing a class at Qigong, I think.
Yeah, I'm always doing class.
It's like, come on, guys. We got to do something. It's going to be fun. Believe me. And you know what, though? It has been fun. With each and every guest that we have, we learn so much. More than even what we have on our show, because we meet the guests before the show and we have a few seconds afterwards that we talk to them. We have grown so much. We have reached out to our heroes and had them on the show. I mean, woo! We've had a fun journey and we've been able to stay in touch with you guys.
It has been beautiful. Well, you guys are being so humble. I just want to give a shout out. So these are the magical abilities of this special crew. So Teresa is an extremely gifted channeler and does the most powerful meditations. And I'm gonna just pray that you grace us with maybe a beautiful meditation. It sounds like you were probably doing that work in the show earlier because Rhonda was mentioning. And then Bex is incredibly gifted at, you also do channeling, but you work with cards and crystals and astrology and kind of all kinds of stuff, right, Bex?
Yeah, angel numbers and all of it. It's a big mix of things that come through,
Very, very, very powerful. I remember getting a reading from you when you very first launched your business, and it was so all encompassing. And then afterwards you even followed up and you gave me like a whole printout with like specific crystals tied to each life, change and path I was going through at the time. And I still, to this day, that was, I don't even know how many years ago, I still pull that out. I want you to know.
Wow. And you were my first, actually. You were my first professional reading. So that was huge for me. Yeah.
That was amazing. Yeah, that's right. And then Rhonda, oh my gosh, Rhonda,
Hello.
what don't you do? You're a Reiki
Well,
master.
yeah, and that's my real core of my business. But I also go through the Akashic Records, which is tied to Reiki, which every once in a while we know. And I'm an angel guide, and I do love rocks. And then there's that alien thing that goes on. So,
Which is significant. We
well,
experienced that with Rhonda and Shasta.
yeah,
Oh yeah, those are some magical days for
yeah.
sure. Well, what we thought would be fun today is if we all came together and drew some cards for everybody, and just all gave our own little magical intuition. Oh, you're saging us, Teresa. Thank you. I could use it. Use it
Over here.
over here. Uh,
Yeah.
And Teresa, maybe you could be so kind just to get us in the right space to do just a quick grounding meditation. What do you think?
I'll try so hard to make it quick because the meditation that was coming to me came to me all night, and I woke up so refreshed. And it's really inspired by this little plant I got. I was sending love to it, to its roots, and it showed me so much more about grounding that I never even dreamed of. So, together, all of us, all of you in the audience, all of us sisters here, let's take some deep breaths to get in sync and let it out with a sigh. Because we're going right to our heart now. Inhale and sigh it out. One more. Hold it, and let it go. And right now, I want you to feel the essence of yourself. So, tapping on your heart, right from our heart temple, we are going to imagine our energies going down our hips, down our knees, and to our feet, and from our feet to the Earth Star chakra. And right there, with that connection between our pelvis and the Earth Star, I want you to feel primary roots coming down and feel how strong those roots are. Those primary roots are built for digging, for taking you further. Whenever you're feeling disconnected, call upon your primary roots to take you deeper and further, stretching out in front, behind you, beside you. And then there's the secondary roots, allowing you to reach out even more. And then there's the tertiary roots. And then there's the little fuzzy rootlets, all there to help us to feel that love and nourishment from Mother Earth, which there is nothing like it. If it was not for the love, that unconditional love, that complete acceptance from Mother Earth, we could not even be here. So, as you spread out all these roots and minor roots all around, feel that love. Feel how you can bring it up to you. Feel it nurture you. Feel that companionship and that love. It can come into everything you do, everywhere you go. So, bring this energy up, loving Mother Earth, bringing this energy up into our hearts. And from our hearts, our crown, right from it's a light that goes right on up to our crown, opens the 1,000 petals in our crown, reaches them out to all the light sources. And so now, at the core of your being, feel what it feels like to get those codes from the sun coming into you and mixing with all that Mother Earth energy. I want you to feel you have potential for anything that comes to your mind. There is no limitations to you. We've got this pattern of grounding into Mother Earth, pulling up that energy and bringing in more energy. And here we can send it out. Feel the beauty of that. Breathe into that. And slowly, slowly, I want you to remember that feeling as you come back. As you come back into your form, know that that hasn't left you. You are still grounded to the earth. You are still reaching out more and more. And when you're ready, I want you to open your eyes and see everything around you with a new gratitude and a new love.
Oh, that was powerful. Thank you so much.
That was powerful. That was amazing.
Wow.
Thank you.
You have the best dreams.
Yeah, she does. Absolutely. And I took that, like, grounded in, but man, am I basking in that sunlight now?
Woo.
Taking it in.
Wow. Well, Bex, why don't you kick us off? Did you guys bring your cards?
I brought a new deck.
They're never too far.
I can't wait to see. Everybody's probably got different cards and they each do a different specialty. Do you want to get started, Bex?
Let's do it. I brought a brand new deck. It's called Divine Abundance.
Ooh.
Yeah, and they're gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'll show you the cover. I'm absolutely in love with them.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, so much fun. And they don't come with a booklet, so it really gives you so much room, where you're not tied down by their meanings. So good. All right, let's get in there. So first, I'm just going to connect to the collective consciousness, calling in the purest love and light, the source energy, asking that all messages delivered are for the highest and greatest good of all, and they're delivered with clarity and accuracy and lots of love. Okay, let's see what we have.
And Bex, is this for today or what?
This is what do we need to know right now? What does the collective need to know right now?
Okay.
Okay. Oh, yes. Love it. All right. So the card that came up is liberation.
Yeah.
Dragonfly.
Yay.
How perfect is that? The doubts and fears still come up. You don't believe that anymore that they're you. So this is really about letting go of the need to identify with the stories that have held you back for so long. Those fears and insecurities and things that have been really weighing on you have been coming up a little bit at a time. Every time you start to feel overwhelmed or stressed, you feel these fears right in your face. You're not good enough. You can't do it. You don't have enough time. You're just not going to make it happen. Those aren't real. Those are illusions. Those are programs that you have taken in and accepted as truth, but they've never been true. The truth of who you are is love, is abundance, is well-being, is health, is joy, is excitement, is freedom. This is your time to claim that. Let go of those fears. Release the need to identify with the things that no longer serve you, because you are more powerful than you've ever been able to accept. You are more powerful than you've ever known. And now is the time when that power really starts to anchor in. You have the choice now to be in that space, to be in that power, to hold that light, to hold that love, and to share it with everyone. And all you have to do is just be, right? You don't have to actually do anything. You just have to be you. So your liberation comes from letting go of all of those things, all of those voices in your head that have been telling you everything that you don't want to hear, right? We're our own worst self-critic ever, right? I know I am. And I have a hard time sometimes, when it's like, I want to get this done. I want to do something good for myself. No, you'll never get there. Why are you even trying? It's not real. We're letting it go now. It's really time for us just to stand in our truth and say, you know what? I can do anything. I can have anything. I can be anything. You can wake up every single day being somebody different if you choose that. Every single day you can be anything you want to be. So this is our time and we are free, and it's our time to choose what we really, truly, absolutely desire at the core of our heart. So that's today's message.
Cool.
Wow.
That'll get you going. That was powerful. See what a gifted channeler she is? I mean, that just rolled up your tongue.
That's how you know when Bex is doing it, because her voice speeds up from like twice as much. It's awesome.
I felt like the whole planet needed to hear that so much right now. Thank you so much, Bex. That was beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Teresa, you want to go next?
I do. I have a great card. This is from a deck called the Star Temple deck by Susie Cherub, and it's like they got cards that represent some of the different muses. So I thought, hey, I want that.
My gosh.
And so who we pulled today is going along with the theme of liberation and expansion and being everything. We have pulled Pleione. These names are new to me, but it's Pleione. She is the mother of the sea in number 44, for those of you with the numbers, like Bex would know. And her words are, I surrender to the boundless creative flow of the ocean. So here she is. And think about the ocean, whether you've ever been there or whether you watch videos. What is it about the ocean that's endless? Is it because how far away you can't even see the other side? Is it because again and again the waves keep coming and really nothing is going to stand in the way of those waves, right? They keep coming. What does this teach us about our abundance? What does this teach us about our sovereignty? It's always there. It's always coming. What does this teach us about our divinity? How powerful we really are. What does this teach us about our self love? It's right there for us. It's always there. It's replenishing. It's never empty. It's always there for us. So that's the card I pulled, Pleione and Mother of the Sea.
Oh,
Beautiful.
the word endless came to my mind when you were explaining that.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Totally feeling that. I was also feeling that something came up about our essence is greater than can ever be encapsulated even in the body of the ocean.
Yes.
You know, huge, limitless, beautiful. Oh, so good.
So cool. I love it.
Rhonda?
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I always like to say thank you, angels, for revealing to me what we all need to know about February. And one of the things that our guardian angels want us to bring forward this month, especially, is, and I'm reading from the Angel Guide Oracle from Kyle Gray, because he's my mentor and I really love his cards. It's raise your vibration. So, of course, it's winter in the northern hemisphere, and it's a kind of a winter in humanity right now because we're kind of at a standstill. We're not sure which way the ball's going to drop, but we can change that as a collective. We can change it by raising our vibration. We can just start, like the world changes when I change. So by raising our own vibration, we can affect the world. So this is what they're calling in whatever way you raise your vibration, whether it's through art, song, dance, pulling cards every day, angel cards, whatever makes you tick and whatever makes you smile is how you raise your vibration. Singing, dancing, journaling, going out in nature, bird watching, whatever you do, swimming in the ocean. This is going to raise your vibration. And by raising your vibration, you raise the collective's vibration. See how it's going up from his solar plexus, up through his heart, up through his crown, right out to the world. And that's how you're going to help yourself, your family, your neighborhood, your country, the whole world. So let's all do our part for ourselves and for the world and just raise our vibration. Start today. Do whatever makes you happy.
There's also something else that's coming to mind with that card, Rhonda. If you look at the center, there's a meditation. Solara and Rod did this meditation where it dissolved the in-between spaces of the chakra system.
Ah, yeah.
Essentially connecting them. And that's very much what that looks like, dissolving the boundaries between the throat, the heart, and the solar plexus, so that your power, your heart, and your voice are all interlinked into one just badass power.
Yep.
I think that's very much the future evolution of humanity, is speaking from all of those centers at the same time.
I think you're right. And I do a meditation that I connect Mother Earth's energy all the way up, and she goes up, she clears and connects. So that's really cool.
Wow, Chris, that was so powerful what you said, because I think we can all agree, like, we are in a planetary shift of what it means to be human. What, you know, like, we all, I think, you know, everybody's got their own theories or, you know, what have you. But I mean, we are changing, we are evolving, and we are becoming more connected empathically. And like you said, being able to go within and empower ourselves is just so key right now. And it's going to become more and more important as we continue to evolve. And so it's never too late to start, you know, just simple things like what these messages are talking about today. And Rhonda, when you were reading that card, I just kept hearing play. We've forgotten how to play, you know, and that childlike wonder. Chris, before the show, had sent the Muses a beautiful picture of her backyard, and it was snowing and the snow was coming down, and it was like that magical space of, you know, where there's no footprints in the snow. It's undisturbed. It's like pristine and absolutely perfect. And it just, in an instant, it just took me back to being a little kid, you know, and like, when you look out the window and you see that, and you can't wait to be the first one, the first footprint in that snow, the first snow angel on the block, you know, like, oh, like just that, it just instantly, like you said, Chris, it just like lifted me, you know? And when we're lifted, we lift others up.
Absolutely.
She looks like she's glowing right now too. I don't know if anybody else saw this. Like, look at this one right here. It's like there's halo going on around your head right now.
Oh, really? Oh, well, thank you. I had somebody tell me that Parker was specifically here with me these last couple of days, and so I am just going to say thank you. I don't know if it's Parker or if it's the angels, but he is an angel, so it works.
Absolutely.
And speaking of, I was going to share, this is my, like, this is my deck, guys. I have a bunch of decks, but this is the very first deck that I got when I very first started, you know, doing like little card readings. I still, to this day, every week, every Monday, I draw a card for the week. And I've always been connected with the angels. And so this deck by Doreen Virtue is just, it's really near and dear to my heart. So it's been blessed many times over, and may it guide us today, and may it invoke us with empowerment and love. And let's ask the angels what we all need to know right now. What angel do we need to connect with? What is important? Okay. I think this one was for me because it's counselor. I've got a natural ability to provide people with guidance. Thank you, Azriel, but let's do one for everybody.
Just curious, if you were to connect with that card for everybody, what would come through?
Yeah, we could, because you know what? The next card I drew was spiritual understanding, which is my guide. This is interesting because these two are my I'm tight with these angels, these archangels, and they're ones you might not have heard of before. Azriel is actually the angel of death. Azriel is the angel that will come and meet the dying and help them, you know, transition into the light and provide them with peace and solace. And so when Azriel gives the message that you are a natural counselor and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance, and you see him just standing behind and blessing us. And, you know, this is interesting because if anybody's in my private Facebook group, Discover Your Design, or connected to my personal page, I just posted actually yesterday that this week is the first year anniversary of my son, my beloved son, Parker, in heaven. And so I did a dedication post to him yesterday. And it's interesting because I was doing it more from a place of just wanting to honor Parker and just express my gratitude for all the love and support, and trying to look on the positive side of, you know, what's been the most awful year of my life. And in interestingly, like the amount of response in the comments of people saying, you know what, this is so inspiring, and this switches my like perspective on death and you know what happens when we die, and to know that, you know, there's still so much love and support for the people that are left behind, like, you know, me. And then also that, you know, there's been all of this magical connection, you know, from the other side that I've been blessed with. And that's Israel. Like that is Israel. And so you, and my point being is like, when you are just being you, and like what Chris was saying about, you know, taking your heart and connecting it with your throat and letting your mind get out of the way, like, oh, what am I going to say? Oh, I don't know the right words, but just being like, just speaking from your heart, you have no idea the people that it could impact, the life that it could change that day. You know, like you might just say something from your heart and go on with your day, not knowing that that person completely shifted their perspective, and it completely, you know, changed the way that they look at things. And so thank you, Kat, you're right, because I think we all can be that counselor, and we can all, you know, we can all just benefit from connection with Israel. And Raziel is, he's in charge of, he's the wizard, the magician, the Merlin. He holds all of the spiritual knowledge and the magic that angels and, you know, heaven and, you know, whatever you want to call, you know, the divine hold. And so he's a very, very powerful angel. And you can see, you know, the sacred geometry that he holds. And he is bringing, I mean, the card even says, I'm bringing you esoteric information and symbols, which I hope Chris brought her sacred geometry deck, because I think that's what he's talking about, and helping you understand spiritual truths. And it goes in line with, you know, we are evolving and the world is waking up. We no longer, the veil has become so thin, and we have all had to face death in some way. You know, that ultimate transition. I was just talking to a few people this last week, and it was interesting. They were saying, you know, it's with Corona, it's hit a point where almost everybody you talk to now has a direct connection with somebody that they've lost because of the virus. And so it's really brought that, you know, the ultimate challenge that we will face, the ultimate transition that we will face right in front of us. And it goes back to empowerment. The more you can open yourself up, just be open to hearing other people's points of view, to opening up your imagination, you know, like just starting to really bring in what is possible with all this Aquarian energy, and especially going into February. I think there's like, what, Beck, 7 planets?
Yeah, most of them are.
I don't even think that's ever happened before.
Not since it was actually when the Dark Ages ended before, was the last time that this happened, when it shifted out of the Dark Ages before. So we know what's coming. We know that we're shifting out of these, you know, modern Dark Ages that we've been in.
Yeah, and we might still have some shifting to do, you know, in these dark ages. But you saw back then how quickly the entire world moved from relatively prosperous times into, you know, like a whole new way of existence. And it goes back to just the more you can start to open your mind to allowing, you know, esoteric. What does esoteric mean? It means ancient principles that have been proven and have survived the test of all, you know, the ages, right? The age, you know, we're moving into the age of Aquarius. We were in the age of Pisces. These ages last thousands of years. This esoteric information is thousands of years old. That should tell you something. And what I thought would be fun is, since I do my biofeedback, if we have time, which I think we do, to just tune into whatever archangels were showing up to really anchor in and resonate with that frequency that they emit, so that we can start to open up our minds to what they want us to be open to. So are you guys okay with that if we do a little feedback?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all you have to do if you're watching this is just sit back and just, like I said, ground in your heart, like Teresa's already opened us up and centered us, and then just close your eyes and just focus on receiving, okay? And so I think Raziel, let's do Raziel and Israel. And how about we just do 2 minutes, since there's 2 archangels. And this will be beautiful and it will be miraculous. And we are setting that intention now. So who knows what this will open up for us. So, okay, let me turn my volume up. And everybody close your eyes. Take some breaths, deep breaths, and lean in. Oh my goodness, we got a gong, you guys.
I knew that was going to happen the second you started.
You did?
I did. Yeah, I was waiting for it.
Okay, so just so everybody at home, like, I can't control that. The gong only happens if there's been like a amazing amount of reception and change, and we got a gong. Oh, that's beautiful. See?
So, hold on, I want to ask before we move on from any of that, who got messages during that one? All right, let's hear them, because that was a major download. My whole body was like shaking.
You
Tell
start.
us.
You start.
What do you got, Steph? You got to unmute yourself.
And you got to come out of your trance.
Okay, so that's a little ironic because the whole thing was about using your voice. It was about stepping into truth, and not only truth, but freedom through the use of the voice and the way that it's presented through the heart space, not the mind. And this ultimate connectivity to the earth and the ether simultaneously through that action, because of the energy that comes from the pure atom seed within us when we activate in that way with vocal activation.
Beautiful. You know,
Using our voice.
Atlantis, it was sound that created power. And Atlantis, they made those monumental structures not through physical strength, but through sound. Sound can move and recreate.
you just said power too, and that was like a almost like a parallel download during that same time frame for me, and it came through as a distinction between power and authority. And that was tied directly to the use of the voice, and that in its purest form, when you're speaking your truth, it comes with authority, not power.
Yes.
Because we can't hold power. We're not power holders. We're channelers.
Beautiful. How about you, Bex? What'd you get?
Well, first I like as soon as it started, I just got this swirling, tingling all going on right here, and then I felt it in my back and just saw these big wings just opening up, and they were like lavender and iridescent. And I'm just like, all right, sitting with it, and then it just beamed right up. This huge column of light just beamed right up into the heavens, and there was just billions of angels up there, and they were all beaming a column of light from their hearts to earth, and you could see them all connecting to souls all over the earth, just all over the place. And then it turned into this beautiful, light surrounding earth that just, you could see it kind of melting in to the earth itself. And then it, like, as it was ending, it was right in her heartbeat, right in the heartbeat of earth, just feeling that beat pulsing. And I could hear it. It was just it was glowing. It was beautiful.
Wow.
That's what that card showed me when Katie first held it up, the counselor. Because what else is a counselor?
Right.
It's a guide. And if you look at the two hands on there, the being behind her, that's how I feel all the time now. They're with us so heavily at this moment. Who else got a message?
I as the sound started to trickle down into is what it felt like in my body. I feel like they swirled around inside me and lifted me up and out of where I am. And I found myself simultaneously in and on the water, the ocean. And it was like riding waves it was like letting go, simultaneously letting go of what was and riding a wave into what's next. But the waves were, they were, they were huge, but they were gentle and cradling, and caring, not careful, but caring. Like just let go and ride the wave. And all of the things that you guys are saying are resonating with the care and the visions and the light and the authority and the what's next and the ocean, the water, the fluid movement from one state to the next state. That's where I was.
Definitely a water ocean theme today. Just, the whole time we've been talking. Anybody else?
Chris, what about you? I want to hear.
Oh no, Teresa, go ahead. I'll it's gonna be hard to follow, but I'll follow.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's almost so similar. It's amazing. The way it was swirling around coming into the body, I felt that the inner children, my inner children, everyone's inner children were being uplifted. It was like stand up straight now, or you know what I mean? It was an upliftment. And through that grounding into some of the upper parts of the earth where it was affecting all the elementals of the earth, including the animals, because I definitely saw a cow there. It's like, okay, there's a Jersey. No, and so there's the cow and all that energy. And the more this was happening, and the vibrations of the earth were raising. At the end, I was starting to feel the Pleiadians being able to drop more downloads, energy, healing. It was purple color. They're dropping purple on us, so whatever that is. But that's what I was feeling. So the message has to do with each one of us doing our part, healing, expanding. It helps the earth and it helps all of us in turn, and it helps them help us.
Beautiful. I was hearing very similar things. Immediately, I felt that like weird tightening of all the muscles around the neck area. And I kept hearing words that the shift was upon us.
Woo.
And it's the shift into oneness that can be triggered through joy, wonder, and elation. Every time you find joy and elation in this moment, especially this time of chaos, you are fighting back against that chaos. You're choosing to be above it, to shift yourself out of the mud. And it's as simple as finding something to be joyful about. And every time you do it, it's easier and it affects everybody around you. Just a beautiful, beautiful message.
That makes sense, because at our core, we all share love at our ultimate core. And it's interesting, when you feel into love, it's expansive and all encompassing. But when you feel in, you would think, okay, well, then you would think we could all be bonded in, times of grief or, anger or, these other intense emotions. But it's the opposite. They're constricting and it's, individualizing. And so I think you just hit on something extremely important that is definitely a key to our future evolution that I follow in human design. So take Chris's words to heart. Get it?
You should always be taken to heart. First of all, let's just throw that one out there. Katie, did you get a message too?
It was really beautiful. When I was listening to the tones, I was getting very loud and clear, show them the way, and thank you for guiding them. And it took me into the sacred geometry of that one, the card that Raziel is showing us, Metatron's cube. And to let people know that sacred geometry, it seems so abstract, and we look at all these different things, but these are based on what is found throughout our planet. This is very tied into just any kind of creation and humanity in general and the earth. Even when you see, like, you can sometimes see that spiral of a fern, where it's a baby fern and it's just starting to open up. That is sacred geometry. That's what we're referring to. I think sometimes people go, sacred geometry, like what is that? Something in outer space? No, it's found all around you. And so the message that I was getting was like, just it's so, even if you think like, oh, I don't have access to this kind of stuff, you do. If you can just find, like a little patch of woods, nature, anything. I mean, even if you go to a lake, you can find sacred geometry all around you. And the more that you can connect in with that, the more that you will start to open yourself up and allow a lot of this other information to, like you were saying, Stephanie, just channel, just flow through you, just connect with your heart. So I thought that was really cool.
Right. On that note, for anybody listening, if you have messages as well, post them in the chat group. I guarantee you guys are channeling right now. Don't doubt what you're thinking, seeing, feeling. Just write it down. That is what channeling is. It is not some secret myth that only some people are born with. I guarantee you guys got message for the collective. So share them.
I feel like you're speaking to my soul right now. Okay, so here's what happened. No, I was shuffling the deck and a card popped out, right? So I've been sitting here with it and listening. And Teresa, what you said about that childlike innocence, and it tied to the joy and the, finding your peace, like you were talking about too, Chris. Everyone's been touching on this. It's just been across the board.
I can't see it.
Oh, she's beautiful. Hold on. I'll pull it up. It's the starseed Lemuria. Oh, element. But I was close.
I have that deck.
Wow. And that remembrance of, just like it's been said already, that these souls that are coming to assist us on the planet are coming with that beautiful, pure energy and that joy and that knowing. And the way that we maintain our vibration, this has been talked about too. It's like, what are we doing to raise our vibration? What are we doing to get back in sync with our own inner child and be in resonance with these beings who are coming to assist us? It's the number 45 too.
Which equals the 9 in numerology, which is the conclusion, the divine, the destiny.
Yeah.
And 4 and 5 is angels and positive changes. So they're assisting us making these positive changes in the shift. Yeah. Perfect. And it's 45 minutes into our live, by the way. Just want to throw that out there.
Wait, what did you say about it? 45 what?
She said we're 45 minutes into the live show also.
Okay.
I love how whenever we get together with the muses and the spirit sessions get together, numerology just becomes like this huge driving force, because I remember when I was on your show, like it just took over. So thank you for pointing that out, Bex. That just took me right back there.
I want to hear what your experience was, Rhonda.
Mine was more a physical experience than getting, I knew I was getting downloads, and I'm sure they're going to come out later, because my head started just like pressure in my head. So I know there's more coming. So, but what I was thinking when Stephanie was talking about sound, and this was sound, is that it goes back to that Narnia book where the lion and spoke everything sang everything into creation, everything into being. And it all started, there was a void, and then there was sound, and the sound made everything. So that's what spoke to me about that. So I think these tones and these sounds that are the next level of what we're going to be using in the world again to change things. It'll be our new medicine. I think that's what I think. It's going to change a lot of things. We're going to use the sound to change, because we're all water, so it's easy to tone us all in. Hopefully for good. So
Right. Well, we will make sure, like it's really coming down to self-empowerment. You know, all you can do is control you and, you know, what's in your immediate environment. And the more we empower ourselves with healing tones and things like this, the more we will be able to deal with whatever comes our way, you know?
that's right.
And you can also experience sacred geometry in your own space. You know, if you just put a glass of water on a speaker and play music and watch the ripples throughout the water, you know, you can play with it there. And it's so cool to be able to watch that.
Or if you've ever put an organite pyramid in the freezer and put the water above, you got to see that.
What happens?
Oh, you get a vortex. If you ever want to see what energy looks like, just put the organite pyramid, small, it doesn't have to be a big one, and then put your glass of water or your container, and it'll freeze in a spiral. It's very cool.
How cool is that?
Dude. And Stephanie got us all one at Shasta, so I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah, I love those experiments.
That is cool.
Now, if you take that knowledge of both sound and water, and how water has memory, and you take it to that next step of healing, just think of the coronavirus and viewing or embedding your water with sacred healing, from the sound of your voice, from the power of the crystals, from the resonance of love, and use that to help bolster your physical strength to combat some of the crazy stuff that's going on right now.
Oh yeah. My water is always, every day I play 528 to my water. So I have water containers on my counter that are, and my kitchen has 528 playing constantly, 24 hours a day in my space.
I have the number for a coronavirus eliminator. Remember the numbers that we write down and then we put our water on them and all that? So if anyone's ready to write it down, it's like huge. Okay, so coronavirus eliminator.
I'm going to type it as you say it.
All right, thank you. 49565778.
Oh, just a second. Okay, 49565778.
I gotta start again. Okay, and I'm saying them in pairs, but it's really one long number. Okay, all together. So don't separate it. 49565778557862.
And now what do we do with this, Teresa?
I think there's a lot of different things. I think you could write them down and put them on you. But what we learned before, this is from Kathy Homeyer, that you could set your water on top of it, and now it programs your water because here we're talking about water and frequencies. So I thought it was perfect. So you set your water on it, and I guess I guess like you can do it about 6 hours. I don't know. Different people say different things. So use your intuition on your water and you put it on there and then you drink that and that helps with that. Or even take the magic a little further, draw a globe, even in the dirt, draw a picture of the earth, take some of this water, sprinkle it, pour it on the earth to bring the healing all around. I mean, it's endless the ideas you can come up with.
I love that.
If we have time at the end of the show, we could do a minute or two. I have the right frequencies for healing corona across the globe, and with us all coming together in this powerful space, like maybe we could just do a minute, and everybody watching, we could all tune in together and just do a global healing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Well, now that the Palladians, that's us, the seven sisters, are all together.
Oh my gosh.
Because I was looking at them last night going, oh, isn't that cool? So
that is so cool. Oh
Okay,
my gosh. No wonder there's such magic when we come together. But now, Kat, Kat and Chris still have to do a card.
Go ahead, Chrissy Poo.
I don't accept that nickname. Vetoed immediately. All right. Let's see if I guess it's Archangel Michael. Let's see if Archangel Michael's got a message. Oh, yeah, apparently.
That's your guy, Archangel Michael.
The hexahedron cube. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Hold on. Everybody stand by. Stand by. Technical issues.
Wow.
That's so interesting. It's like it looks like the Earth, and if you look really closely, you'll see the flower of life is inside of the cube. It's written on the cube. You can't really see it here. And the only message I'm getting is, and it's similar to what Bex was saying about limitations, dropping limitations. And I'm also saying, okay, so the cube is the sign of the masculine, of the divine male. The circle outside is the divine female. So here you actually have a complete balance of the two and the creator energy. So I'm hearing releasing labels, releasing limitations, releasing labels, creating from source. Let me see what the book says. It reminds me a lot of like a Japanese, some kind of Japanese art. 21. Oh. Substance, order, and stability. So choosing this card finds you seeking affirmation for the venture you are embarking upon in the project you are designed. Do you feel secure that your plans are in order? Does the essence of your project have substance and stability? Do you feel there is fairness in the situation? This card affirms your intention to move forward and instigates stability and good fortune. Step outside of the box in order to see the situation more clearly. Go for a swim, a walk in the park. Gain a new perspective, fresh attitude, and realization in order to manifest. So that's very interesting. I'm going to have to sit on that one for a while. Any thoughts from the gallery?
For me, like as soon as I saw it, it was just breaking out of the box.
Yeah.
Breaking free of the box. Yeah. Stepping outside of the box and expanding is, still the same beautiful energy.
Yeah,
but it's like, it's got the earth colors, it's very earthy. So it's, again, it's still going with that breaking free of the old paradigm.
Yeah. Oh, very pretty cards. How about you, Kat?
So I am pulling from Fairy Deck. How do I do this? I can't get it.
I got you. There you go.
Anyway, that's it. They're beautiful cards.
Oh, fairies.
Fairies.
Oh.
I just started watching a great show. Just side note, if anybody's into fairies, on Netflix called Fate.
The Wink Saga. So good.
Oh,
Fate? Okay.
Yeah.
have you been watching
Yeah,
it, Beth?
I'm so hooked. And of course I, totally resonate with the redheads because, but oh my God, like the magic. I just love it. I love all the magic. And
Is it a movie or a show?
storyline. It's a show.
It's a Netflix series.
It's short though. It's not very many episodes.
Oh, that was my next question. Can I binge on seasons or no?
You can binge in a day. It's so good.
So, Kat, it's your timing. It's impeccable, like the connection.
So this is the card that I pulled. It's the King of Autumn. And I don't know if you can see this card very well or not, but the description of the card is he's sitting on his throne with fully mature grapes hanging all around him, the grapes symbolizing abundance that he has created, while the German Shepherd at his side reflects his ability to safeguard his prosperity. This card also talks, I'm going to give you my stuff in just a minute, but this card also talks about Midas touch in entrepreneurial endeavors. Unlike so many in the business world, that Midas touch affecting his heart, turning it to gold, and he's out to save the earth, managing hundreds at once and still taking on recycling and giving Congress people an earful. He is charming to a fault and will help anybody who asks. Hurt an animal and you'll find yourself on his bad side, and you don't want to see that. Loves the finer things in life, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And doing a lot, always doing a lot. So when I see this card, what I see is people who are ready for a transition, who have done the work, who, whether they realize it or not, are ready for what's next. The possibility that arrives and the gold, the accomplishment, the value, the gifts that are received when we step into the journey and the limitless possibility of what is next, what's coming next. And again, kind of like going back to the riding the wave and just sort of, not making a drudgery of letting go of this thing and stepping into the next thing, but really just kind of riding that energy into what's next with faith and a knowing that we're ready.
That description kind of reminded me of you too, Kat.
So, yeah, okay.
I see that. Very Mama Earth. If you mess with what I love, you shall hear about it.
Yeah.
We shall protect it.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
I think we should sign up for giving Congress an earful. Let's do that. I'm ready.
Absolutely.
We'll be first in line.
So I don't know that if do we have time to do the healing tones all?
Yeah, let's. I'm not going anywhere.
Katie, jump in.
Okay, if we just do 2 minutes, because there's actually 6 different variations that will be in there, so we need to do it for more than probably just a minute. But yeah, I think just as, like you said, the 7 sisters, I think we can all feel the magnitude of the power that's come together today. And anybody watching at home, let's amplify this energy and send it out and do our best to stabilize and harmonize our planetary existence, right? Okay, so take some deep breaths and close your eyes and center, and here we go. Oh, wow, that went by fast. Woo, I was in deep. How did you guys feel?
Yeah, I was too. That was awesome.
Woo.
Yeah. Very cool.
Thank you. I feel like that was incredible. Thank you all for doing that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you. It was wonderful for you guys to show up and the seven sisters to be together. I absolutely love that. We've been working on all of us showing up in the same space for a little while, and I couldn't be more thrilled that it happened today. And we're moving into what's next and sort of setting a stage and setting the table and with all of the things to nourish what's coming. I love that idea. I love you, ladies. It's so wonderful to spend time with you always.
We love you guys too so much.
Yes. You're so much fun. And we just
Yes.
love being with you. So
Yes, inspired.
So hopefully we will see you all next Sunday when Spirit Sessions gets together and all of everybody who's joined us today. Connect with everybody next Sunday with Spirit Sessions and Muses. I can never, are you guys, I screw up the times because my time changes all the time. You guys are 9 a.m.
Pacific.
And we are 10 a.m. Pacific. And so that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 Eastern and 1 Eastern every Sunday.
Yes.
So we look forward to seeing you all then. And in the meantime, hope you have a magical week.
Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Bye.
Bye.